Good morning. This is Judge Alyssa Perez resuming the civil docket for the 210th District Court for November 30th, 2022. Again, all matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all emergency orders and directives regarding COVID-19. In addition to that, we are streaming all matters live via YouTube for public viewing. Mr. Marufo, would you call our next case, please?
On page 3, Judge, in cause number 2020 DCV 3954, Maniraju Kumar Bellapur individually et al. Versus Lorenzo Antonio Gonzalez et al. Announcement of counsel, please.
Manny Morgan on behalf of the plaintiffs.
And Joshua Murphy on behalf of defendant Gonzalez.
Ansel Escobar on behalf of defendant Progressive, appearing for Randy Grambling.
Good morning, gentlemen. Let's see. I wrote some notes on this one. Need info regarding lien, no future settings. What's going on?
Yeah, on this case, we've settled, so we're just waiting on the funds and then we'll file the dismissal papers.
Well, what kind of time do you need?
And with that, Your Honor, we've sent those. I believe they're in transit in the mail as of Monday, so we're just waiting for those to get delivered. So I would expect a couple of weeks if that, Judge, but I think we can take care of that sooner.
Okay, so we're going to reset for 2 weeks. I kind of want to do this before, we break for the holidays. That'll put us, oh Lord, that'll put us on the 14th of December.
That is fine, Your Honor.
10 a.m. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thanks a lot. Take care, you guys. You're excused. Who's next?
Page 4, Judge.
Mhm.
In cause number 2020 DCV 4223, Leticia Isabel Lawrence individually et al. Versus Tenant Hospitals Limited et al. Announcement of counsel, please.
Paul Grajeda for the plaintiff, Your Honor.
Morning.
Morning.
Cynthia Llamas for the hospital.
Good morning.
Frank Doyle for nurse practitioner and her company.
Okay. So we're at our final status conference. I feel like I haven't seen you all in a long time. So are you ready? Are you ready for trial in January?
Your Honor, we just mediated and I'm still waiting to hear from Mr. Grajeda as to my offer. Plaintiff amended his petition yesterday to add new allegations. Disclosures haven't been supplemented yet to account for those new theories. And we haven't done expert discovery because we were mediating. So I don't think we'll be ready to get, 5 or 6 of plaintiff's experts done and then defense experts if he wants to take them by January.
Yeah, I agree with that, Judge. I've been working with Ms. Llamas, try to get the case settled with, I guess more so with Mr. Doyle to try to get his client settled. And we've all been, it's a med mal death case. So you've got damage caps. And so we've tried to be conscientious about not spending hundreds of thousands on experts because it's just going to diminish the amount of money that's left over plaintiffs in this case. And so I agree with Ms. Llamas. We're probably not going to be ready in January. I think we've got a reasonable opportunity to continue to work together and get the case settled. But if we're not able to for some reason, because all of my experts are from out of town, as is common in most med mal cases, I think we're really going to need, if we end up in trial, we're going to need a special setting on this case. If the court is amenable to
I kind of already considered you all special. I know it doesn't say it, but I thought, just the way things had been going, I kind of had you set on that day. We got commissioner's court and all that business. But I hear what you're telling me. Let me ask, we have a setting on 12/14. Do we expect much movement by then in terms of a resolution?
No, I don't, Judge. I don't.
Does it make a difference to, for example, cancel out that 12/14 setting, move it to January 18th? does that maybe give us?
Move the
No.
trial to January 18 from January 27. I don't understand.
No, move the final civil pretrial to January 18th, just to check in with you all to see if there's a resolution, or are you telling me right now that nothing's gonna work and we pretty much need to reset the trial date?
I think
I
that's
mean,
correct.
you all, that's
I
what you're
believe-
telling me?
Yes, Your Honor, because in order to do all the pretrial documents that Your Honor requires, every witness list, jury charges, all that, we need expert discovery. And we haven't done that because we were mediating the case. We mediated the case, what, a few weeks ago?
17th. Yeah.
Judge Frank Doyle, on behalf of, I guess what we would call the target defendant now. So I'm getting some special attention in this case from Mr. Grajeda.
Filter, I'm gonna have to get a little filter that I can put on screens. Okay, a little bullseye.
Yeah, I guess I'm the guy with the bullseye, and I am working with Mr. Grajeda, trying to find out if there's any common ground. And I told him that I'm willing to push back the start of expert discovery to allow us every opportunity to determine if there's any common ground that will allow this case to get resolved. Obviously, he's looking at significant expense in presenting the number of experts that he has. And I agree with both other counsel that we're going to need some extra time, and that it might not make sense even in January to be back in front of the court, given what we've got in front of us still.
So what type of timetable then, if we're really talking about just restarting in a sense? What are you all, what would you all be looking for in terms of a trial date? Like, are we talking fall of 2023, or what are we talking about? Because if we are, then it's a lot easier for me to specially set you right now, because that, I think we have plenty of room.
I think that makes sense, Your Honor.
Okay. So Myrna, can you give me a good date? I am thinking something October 2023. I'm just going to throw out October 20th with the October 18th docket call. If you can just, I don't think we've been scheduling that far down the road. So if you can just confirm that that's an okay date, then we'll specially set them.
One moment.
Mm-hmm. Do we need a new scheduling order?
We work on, excuse me, not enough coffee this morning. We've worked on the past one, Your Honor. We do need a new scheduling order. We have your form, and I will.
You'll get it to me in 2 weeks?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
Judge, it was October
20th, I
20th.
think. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right calendar. Yes, October 20th. Or the October 18th docket call. I don't think I've said anything that far down the road.
No, ma'am, there's nothing set.
So it's yours. Do you all know of any conflicts right now?
I do not, Your Honor.
I do
Okay,
not have one right now, Your Honor.
Good on
Beautiful.
that date, Your Honor.
Okay, then let's do it. And we'll get, if you all work on the scheduling order, Myrna, have a 2-week entry on that scheduling order, and then we should be good to go. Then we will cancel out. Well, I guess it'll coincide with that final civil pretrial would be like that entry of the scheduling order, and then cancel out the docket call and the jury trial, and let me know if you need a hearing outside of what we have, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
You too. Take care, guys. All right. I wonder who the 27th. Okay.
Top of page 5, Judge.
Mhm.
In cause number 2022, DCV 0662, Wilmington Savings Fund Society, FSB versus Charles Jones Jr. et al. Announcement of council, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Travis Gray for the plaintiff.
Good morning, Your Honor. Hector A. Beltran, the appointed attorney ad litem for the unknown heirs of the defendants.
And thank you for your report, Mr. Beltran. I did review it. Is anybody else, are any of the individuals here that were here at the last hearing? I'm trying to look.
Mr. Enrique Silva appears to be present.
Okay.
There he is.
Your Honor. Yep. Okay.
Okay. I feel like we had a few more people, and I don't see anybody in the waiting room. Okay, so Mr. Silva. Okay, let me get here on the Odyssey case. All right, so we're set for status today. So where are we? I saw that there was a little maybe disagreement about contacts between plaintiff's counsel and maybe some of the family members. I'm not sure if it was directly Mr. Silva or some other individuals. Where are we? Where are
Your
we?
Honor, I don't think there's disagreement. I just think it's taking a little bit longer than what most likely plaintiff
Well,
is comfortable with. But
my question
there are
is-
contacts.
In your report, it said that I believe Mr. Gray, you all had not been contacted, and yet family was saying yes, attempts at contact had been made. So I didn't see any meeting or any contact that was substantive. Has that been done up until this point?
Yes, Mr. Beltran did send me over what we call at industry a successor and interest package that the heirs have submitted to Carrington. And I did actually receive yesterday afternoon from Carrington a payoff quote detailing the total amount due that I need to deliver to Mr. Silva and I guess Claudia and Veronica. I'll send that over to them by email. So they have made contact and got that ball rolling. So, you know, hopefully they can just continue down that road. But like I was telling Mr. Beltran, unfortunately, I mean, I don't want to proceed as far down this case if I don't need to, but I've also too got a client saying, hey, what's going on? Has the, you know, has that letter report been filed? Are you going to amend your petition once you identify the heirs? And I mean, both hands sort of need to move, but hopefully with them making contact and getting that information over that, that'll trigger my client to possibly just put the file on hold and to work on that. But, you know, it's kind of like the left hand moving without the right knowing what's going on sometimes. But in this case, it seems like they've made the communication now, and hopefully they can continue down that road and get this thing paid off or modified. There's plenty of options out there available to them.
So are we good to go with a 60-day reset of a status and see where we are? Yes. Okay. And so that's what we'll do. I really appreciate all the work that's been done here. Mr. Beltran, I did see your fee listed there. I'm hesitant to say that maybe your job is done at this point in the event that something
Understood.
comes up. So I'll just keep that notated, and in 60 days, if we need to review that, if you need to resubmit something, please do that. And let's see where we are in 60 days. Okay?
Thank you.
Is
Sounds
there
great.
anything else you all need from the court at this point?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right.
I
thank
don't
you
need
very-
anything else, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. You all are excused.
Thank you, Mr. Silva.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Top of page 2, Judge. In cause number 2021, DCV 3174, Luis Yelo Perez versus Durham Carriers DBA Quick Transport Solutions et al. Announcement of council, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ashley Cedillo here on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay, Ms. Cedillo, let me see. Why have we gone through so many statuses?
Because we were hoping that defense, we've reached out, we've tried to subpoena the witnesses, or I'm sorry, not on this particular case. We had served all the witnesses. This is the one where unfortunately, because the driver and the company was out of town, it was taking longer to actually get the defendant driver involved in this accident served. I have reached out to the insurance company. They told me that because they were not aware of it, that they're reopening the file, they had closed it, and that they should have it assigned to a brand new adjuster within the next 5 to 7 business days, and that they should be submitting an answer and pending it to counsel. The lack of communication from their client was one of the prolongs, and that's why they've never filed answers or moved forward.
Okay.
If not, we're just going to move forward with the default judgment.
Okay, so I'm going to set it for DWAP in 60 days. I'm anticipating if we have an issue that you'll file your default and you can have it, your hearing at that time, okay? So get it filed probably 30 days before that, okay?
And Your Honor, I apologize. I was in mediation. I was running a little late. I think I might have missed another hearing and on your docket. That was called.
We haven't called it yet. On page 5, Judge.
Okay.
In cause number 2021, DCV 4185, Randy Nájera versus Lola Vanessa Rogers. Announcement of council, please.
Ashley Cedillo here on behalf of the plaintiff.
And Joshua Murphy on behalf of defendant Rogers, Your Honor.
Okay, so we're just set for a judges conference. We're set for trial in March. How are we doing?
To my understanding right now, Your Honor, we are still doing written discovery. We have exchanged initial disclosures as well as discovery responses. I think we're just trying to get plaintiff's deposition set.
Okay, I have a notation, but I don't know if it's an old notation about talking about the trial date. Were you all already trying to look at another date other than the March 2023?
We may possibly need to, but I think that for right now, we'll see what we can accomplish in the next 60 days.
Alrighty. Have you all tried to schedule a mediation, or have you gone that route yet? Remember, your deadline is probably, let's see, February 28th, I would think. Yeah.
There has been no talk of mediation at this point because typically I do know that they like to depose the plaintiff, but I will also reach out to Mr. Vega and see what he wants to do.
All right. So we'll see you at the next setting, February, final status. Thank you very much. Who's next?
Staying on page 5, Judge. In cause number 2021 DCV 1128, Brian K. Houseapple versus Isaias Vargas. Announcement of council, please.
Morning, Your Honor. John Alfiero on behalf of the plaintiff.
And Joshua Murphy on behalf of defendant Vargas.
Okay, so I only have a little note that we took this off the trial track and there's no future settings. What's going on?
Waiting on a check. Still.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes, Judge, we're following up. It's supposed to have been sent to our office just recently, I believe on the 17th of November. We're still not in receipt of that, but once we get it, we're gonna send that over to Mr. Alfiero.
Okay, I'm gonna reset the status conference for 12:14 as well, 10 a.m.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next?
Bottom of page 6, Judge. In cause number 2021 DCV 2417, Antonio J. Diaz versus El Paso Healthcare System Ltd. DBA et al. Announcements of council, please.
Al Melendez on behalf of Mr. Diaz, Your Honor.
Morning.
Sorry. Cynthia Llamas here for, are we on that case? I had more than one Zoom conference trying to go.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm so sorry, Your Honor. I'm here on behalf of Dr. Crosby.
Okay. Who else are we missing? I don't see Mr. Norton.
We're set for 10:30.
Oh, okay, so we're a little early.
22.
Okay, thanks for that. Well, if we don't have everybody here, let's go to the next case.
Yes, Judge. Bottom of page 8, Judge. In cause number 2022 DCV 1751, Wells Fargo NA versus Abraham Valdez. Announcement of council, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Benjamin Joseph Gutierrez on behalf of Wells Fargo.
Is this the one that you filed the motion to retain, Mr. Gutierrez?
Yes, Your Honor. And so my understanding was I previously appeared. We did a quick turnaround to get a motion for default judgment entered, but we were unable to get the tracking in the 2 weeks that the court gave us.
So I believe I granted that motion. I just probably signed it while we were off YouTube. So I believe the instruction and your request was 60 days. We've reset it for 60 days. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, who's next?
Back on page 2, Judge. In cause number 2022 DCV 0195, Juan Garcia versus EP Integrated Fire Systems and Concepts et al. Announcement of council, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is James Fuel on behalf of the plaintiff. I don't see David Leffman here for the defendants.
Has he ever appeared? Trying to think.
I think he appeared at one hearing, Your Honor. We've actually settled the case.
Okay.
I'm just waiting on an agreed judgment from Mr. Leffman.
Okay.
So
yeah. I had it set for 60 days out. So let's go ahead and do that. Yes.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Your Honor. We appreciate
A
it.
day and 60 days. Okay, who's next?
Thank you.
Back on page 6, bottom of page 6, Judge. In
Mhm.
cause number 2021 DCV 2417, Antonio J. Diaz versus El Paso Healthcare Systems Ltd. Announcement of council, please. At all, announcement of council, please.
So now I see Mr. Norton, I see Mr. Melendez, no picture, Ms. Llamas, I'm sure, but are we missing someone else still?
Judge, I was gonna call Rochelle. He's in trial right now, but I wanted to call his office unless somebody's here for him. I wasn't sure.
So is anyone here for Mr. Shell?
Let me call real fast.
Okay, so we'll come back to this one.
Sorry, Your Honor, I was in another hearing and I had this down at 10:30, so I apologize for being late.
No worries. Why don't we take a